Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Green Stick Cottage, where I cross-stitch as much as I can whenever the cats allow me to. And so I don't have any finishes this time, but I do have an old finish. I have no current finishes, let's put it that way. But I do have an old finish I can show you. And before I retired, I worked at home. And so this was the perfect piece for me to make for my home office. And this is from 1996. And it says, "Home Sweet Office, Tribulation Worketh Patience." And so I always had this right by my desk, right on the wall by my desk, so I could see it all the time. And it just makes me happy. I like the colors, and so that's an old finish, and that I still get to see, even though, well, I'll still kind of have, I have a desk, so where I have to do all kinds of, bookkeeping, things like that, personal business, but I'm not doing the job I used to do. So, anyway, so that's that. And the only thing I have worked on lately is this piece. Okay, this is how I'm storing my whips, is in tubes. I store them in tubes, and this is a small one that I got at Dollar Tree called a crafter's tube. And that way I don't have to fold up my projects, my fabrics. And I can hang the floss on here, and I just put a tag on here so I know what's in here, and I also have it on my threads. So this is the thread for Talavera. I don't know if you can even see that, if the camera will even show. And so it serves a dual purpose. This particular piece that I've been working on is the one with the ornaments. So this was the, I think it's 2021, I think. Oh boy, I should have gotten my cards out. I have my card system. I'm so happy I have this set up now because it answers all questions. Anyway, the ornaments is, well, the Talavera altogether, right, it was 2021, so it was the 2021 mystery sampler that Linen and Threads, which is now Fox and Rabbit, put out back in 2021, and that's when I started it. And here I am working on it in 2023. So and the threads that I chose a thread pack. Again, let me just keep this card out because that's got the info. I used a J&P Coats thread pack that I got at Walmart called Tie-Dye, because I wanted all these bright colors. And this isn't all of them. These are just the ones I have used so far in this particular piece, and so the main body of threads is much bigger than this, and and it's shared between these two projects. So here is what the ornaments piece looks like, and it is on Charles Craft 14 count Aida in white, and so the design size for each of these ornaments is 45 by 45 stitches. So I had January, February, and March completed back in 2021. That's as far as I got. And this is April. I'm not too thrilled with this, with how I did this, but I wanted to try out that particular multicolored thread for April. And these these things kind of reminded me of ribbons or streamers, and I'm trying to include like the black in each piece, as because all of these things kind of remind me of wrought iron, like this urn or whatever, a fire pit, whatever you call this, and the trident coming out of the ocean. So I think of these things as metal, and this looks kind of like a fence to me. And so with this one, I did the crossbars in the black, and to kind of think of a fence or a gate post or something, and that these streamers are just kind of flying around. I don't know, but I'm not real happy with that color because it's just too light in places on the white. But I went with it. I figure the thing about this piece is it's going to have 12 squares like that, and they're all going to be different. And so, as they say, maybe the April square can be the rest for the eyes because of all the bright colors. And I did March this way because I wanted them to look like daffodils. These patterns come in, they're just, there are no colors assigned to any of this. It's just all the same symbol for these designs. And so you can do it monochromatically if you want to, or you can do what I did and play around with color. That's why I got the color pack, to just play around with color however I wanted to. And I love the seahorses. I just saw this as seahorses bursting out of the water with the trident of what's the sea god? Neptune, or that he's like holding this trident. He's out of the shot. And I love these birds. I wanted them to look very tropical and macaw or parrot-like, and with fire up here. So, and I bought some brown to kind of make a branch with a leafy thing there to make it look tropical. So April is my least favorite out of these four. So we'll see what May brings. But for now, that's as far as I've gotten on that particular whip. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go back and work on old whips and try to, just make some progress like that. In this case, I did one square, one of the ornaments. And so that's how that's going. And that was it. That was all I got worked on since the last time. And but I do have plans, and anyway, I hope springs eternal that I will have more stitching time. So I still count this as part of my stitching time. I am really wanting to start this pattern here. Let me pull this out. It's from Lavender and Lace, and it's called Mother's Tree. And the way the pattern is set up is for you to start with your name here at the top, your date, your year of birth, and your name. No, you're supposed to go back as far as you can. That's it. So you're supposed to be at the bottom. I think that's it. Yes. So you go back as many generations as you can, and then it is, your great grandmother, mother of, and then the next mother, and then all the way down to yourself. That's the way it's originally planned for this project, but I decided I wanted to make it differently as a mother's tree, where I'm here at the top with my year of birth, mother of, and then I'm going to list the birth years and names of all my children. And And so I'm really wanting to get started on this. I have the threads, which are only 3 colors in this, but I love greens, and so it'll be great, I think. So there's all the greens, and I forgot my whiteboard again. Somehow, someday, I will remember these things. But DMC is ready to go for this project. What's not ready to go is that I cannot select fabric because I don't know what size to get, because you have to map out the names, and you so the best way, so far this is the best I've come up with, is I have this journal that is graph paper, composition book, and so I am using the chart and doing the names, and I'll show my name. Let's see here. Let's do it this way because I don't want to show everybody's names, but here's my name. And so, well, part of my name. I had to go on to the next page. And so I figured out that my name is going to be, at least my first name, is 52 squares. So across. I do know ahead of time how tall the piece is going to be, because this tree part up here where it says Mother's Tree, that is consistent, and then all of these lines are a certain number of squares, so I don't think I added that up yet, but I know how tall. I can easily find out how tall that's going to be because I know how many lines I'm going to have and how tall each line is. And so the big bugaboo here is to figure out your horizontal, how wide your piece is going to need to be to accommodate the longest name, or the widest, the name that's going to take up the most room in the width. So you can center the tree over that longest name, and then, then it'll all come out nicely. So I'm still working on that. I'm only on the first child's name. I've finished my first, middle, and last name and mother of, which, it would be nice to assume that's the longest line, but my children have some of them have long names, so so one of them might be the longest line. I'll have to wait and see. So what I'm doing is I'm trying, every day or two to map out a name, and like I said, I'm still on first child, and so we'll see. And along with that, and also I wanted to use that same pattern for, I want to make a grandmother's tree exactly the same way, kind of a matching piece, and list all my grandchildren on that. And that's going to be a little harder because I'll have to leave a lot of room, some room on the bottom to accommodate any future grandchildren who may be born. Now, by the time I get it finished, maybe all my children will be, if I live long enough, maybe they will not be having any more children. We'll find out. But in the meantime, so my vision is to have the mother's tree and the grandmother's tree, and then in the middle I want to have this lavender and lace piece called Sweet Dreams, of the mother holding the baby. Just absolutely beautiful. So I thought I would put her in the middle and then have the trees on either side. So that's my vision for these lavender and lace pieces. And so I have not started Sweet Dreams, so that's one of my plans. And I'll explain how I'll probably start it before I can start the mother's tree, because I got a pattern a couple days ago, and let's see if I can find it. I should have, oh, there it is. Let me go back. All right, it's not going to let me. So I'll just talk about it until I can get the picture. So I ordered this chart from, I think it's the Old Man and the Bee, BEA. I think that's their name. They're on Etsy, and I learned about I got the link to their Etsy site from Pam and Steph at Just Keep Stitching, and they did not show this pattern. They showed a different maybe a couple of different patterns from this designer, and I think it's a couple that does the designing. And so I went to the link just to see what they had, and lo and behold, I found something I wanted right now. And so if Kindle will let me, okay, there it is. So I got this pattern and Insta downloaded, and it's called Family Origins. And let's see. Okay. So that's kind of what it looks like. Let's see. There we go. Now you can see the whole thing. If I can get some glare, let me turn down the brightness. I've heard that helps. So let's see if it does. There we go. Well, kind of angle it better maybe. There. So what is remarkable about this is it has 5 generations. I've never seen, I've always wanted to do a family tree, and I have done one, but I don't know where it is. And it's out of date because I had more children, and it only had, I think, just my parents, me, and the father of my children and the children. So anyway, so this one has all the way back to my great-great-grandparents. So it has my parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and then all 16 great-great-grandparents. I have all of this genealogical data. Let's see if this is better. Nope. I have all the genealogical data for all 5 generations. So I am very excited to start this. So I'll be at the top of the tree, which that was another thing I liked about the design, is that they put, you know, the older generations closer to the roots, and then it comes up to the present generation at the top. And so so what I did was I went to 1-2-3 Stitch, and I got I ordered all the threads for this piece so I could start it as soon as possible. And while I was there, I thought, well, you know, since I'm doing this whole, you know, genealogical tableau with Sweet Dreams, and I will incorporate this one with the other 2 trees somehow. But anyway, I ordered the fabric and threads for Sweet Dreams, and so I've got everything I need. I already have fabric that this design will fit on. So I already have the fabric. I just needed the threads for this, and I needed fabric and threads for this. So both of these will be ready to start when I get my 1, 2, 3 stitch order. What I got for fabric on this one is Zweigert 32 count natural Belfast linen. So I will order the same fabric for the mother's tree and the grandmother's tree when the time comes to start those. So, because I figure they'll always have that natural linen, I hope. So those are plans coming up. Oh, come on. Those are coming up as soon as I will at least start Family Origins right away. And the fabric I have for that that will fit is, it's like a cream colored, which one was it? I think it's a 16 count. No, it's an 18 count cream Aida, and so this is that piece. I wish I should have gotten it out to show you, because it's all been cut off. I don't know how big it was originally, but it's all been cut off of in different shapes and things like that. So I measured the biggest piece I could get out of it that hadn't been cut into, to where I could get a whole square or rectangle. And there's enough to get a 24 by 25 inch piece, and it's 18 count. So that will accommodate the Family Origins. And so I'm excited about that. And I double checked before I ordered anything, before I got the pattern, to make sure I had all 5 generations and there wouldn't be any blanks. And I do. I have all their names. I'm not sure if I have all the dates of birth or death, or I'll have to double check that. But I think I do, thanks to one of my 30 cousins, first cousins. He is the genealogist of the family. He's traced our family origins back to, well, at least last time I checked with him, it was back to 800 AD. So we have a lot of bloodlines, going back that far. So thanks to him, so I'll be letting him know that I'm making this piece, and so it would be a good thing to get a good photograph of for all of my first cousins to, maybe before I put my name on the top block, then, I don't know what they could do with the photograph, but anyway, I don't know how many might be cross-stitchers. I haven't checked in with everybody in a long time, so we'll find out. But I'm excited about that. All right, so that was not... So since I guess maybe because I wasn't stitching all that much, I did a lot of purchasing. So so also for plans, but these are more, indefinite as to when I will start. But I had to order a swimsuit because I was starting aquatic therapy, and so while I was doing that, I thought, let me look at my wish list and see what I can do. See what I might want to add. And I still had some gift card balance from my birthday and Mother's Day from my children, so I have them to thank for being able to add these kits onto my order. So this is from DesignWorks, and this has been on my wish list for a long time, but it was Sharon at Everyday Stitcher who was showing, this is one of her whips, and it just looks so beautiful in progress. I thought, yeah, I got to get that off of my wish list and into my hot little hands. And it is called Stitching ABC, and I don't want to open the kit, but it's got everything, and it's from DesignWorks. And but if you want to see what it actually looks like in person, stitched. I think she's pretty far along, but check Sharon's channel, Everyday Stitcher, and I can't remember, it's in more than one of her videos, but all of her videos are worth watching because she just does beautiful work, and she's so enthusiastic about it, and she just really, a lot of things have ended up on my wish lists on Amazon, 123 Stitch, Etsy, because of her, because she, so many of the things she does I love as well. So this is Stitching ABC. So that will be coming up someday. Another one on my wish list on Amazon, these were Amazon acquisitions, is Kitty's Sewing Lesson. So as you know, I have cats, and so anything with cats, any cross-stitching type thing with cats, I am probably going to put it on my wish list. And I love this one. It looks like full coverage to me. It's very, it just totally looks like full coverage. 16 by 20 is the final measurements on the piece. So that's going to take some time, but I love all those colors. Look at all the colors and the fabrics. You have yarn. You got the sewing machine, of course, and it's the beautiful kind of model of sewing machine, and it just has everything. And as a multi-craftual person, this just so appeals to me. So I love it. So I want to do that one. And then the third kit I got was from Jan Lynn, and it is called A Virtuous Woman. So it is, it's this nice country themed with all the verses, I think, or at least summary of Proverbs 31. And I love all the little scenes. I, of course, love that whole chapter and all the things and the little scenes that represent, like with her hands, she spins, and you've got the spinning wheel. And anyway, it's gorgeous. So I might do that one before I do Kitty's Sewing Lesson, because that one's kind of intimidating with the full coverage. But definitely want to get to it. But of course, I have many kits. I'm calling not just commercial kits like this, and here's look at how much that's for Kitty's Sewing Lesson. So I put all except these three most recent acquisitions, because I wanted to show these. I put all my kits into a backpack. Walmart recently put their backpacks on clearance, and I made like a bandit and got as many as I could, because I use them for project bags for knitting and crocheting, and I just use them for things like I put this one. I started using this one as my morning bag, because the suns and the clouds, and it just looks like a bright, beautiful morning. And I go outside in the morning to do my daily prayers and meditation, journaling, things like that. And so I put all my put my devices and my notebooks and things, put everything I need in here the night before I pack my morning backpack. And so I got, this was one of the lesser ones in price and features, but some of the bigger ones, like this one here, this is now my purse. This one was quite a lot more features. In fact, it has a whole lunch bag, or lunch box, I guess you would call it, that attaches with these little tabby thingies right here. And I'm currently using that as my mini purse in my gym bag, when I go to aquatic therapy. And I've got hair in my mouth. Anyway, but I could not pass this one up. Look at these. They're all kitty corns. They're all cats with unicorn horns. And it's sequined. And it's purple and pink and blue. And it's just gorgeous. And it came with this little popper thingy. And it's got this front pocket. And it's got pockets inside. And, of course, the side pockets. And I put, I, of course, put my 2 Beanie Boos on here that my grandchildren gave me. This is Heather. She's a kitty corn, multicolored, pastels. And this one is, gosh, I always forget her, Rosette. And she's just a purple unicorn that's squishier than Heather. Heather's a little bit squishy, but this one is a lot squishy. I think it's called a Squishy Boo instead of a Beanie Boo. And then I added, since I had the heart popper, I added unicorn poppers. I figured that was a good thing on my zipper, to be my zipper pulls up here. And so anyway, I love backpacks, I love unicorns, I love cats, and I love fidget toys, and so all my things that I love are in that backpack that I take with me usually. Okay, so that was a side trip. And then I got some patterns or charts, and I got a book. And I showed this on my last BookTube video as well. And but it is, I thought, Stitchers might be interested in this. As it's kind of a crossover between BookTube and FlossTube. And it's called Lit Stitch. And it's got cross-stitch patterns, the bookish cross-stitch patterns. So I had to have this. And they've got a page that shows, or 2 pages here, that shows all the charts, and, or at least, mock-ups of the charts. And they're all reading and book related. This one is my favorite, called Book Life. And here's the other side. And there's these are bookmarks down here. And you could see some of these. I'll try to hold it as still as possible, so maybe you can read some of them. And I am looking forward to these little, and none of them is real big, or I don't think any of them are real big. I do like this one, which is modeled after the book cover, kind of, neon looking on black. And that was pretty good. Read or die. And but the Book Life is my favorite because of the rose on there, the rose and the dagger, and I think it's supposed to mimic a tattoo, which I will never get, but I could have this on my wall. So that's it. That's what it looks like, cross-stitched. Book Life. Love the multicolored dagger. Love the rose. Everything about it. I just love it. So sometime I'm going to have to work that into the rotation. But Lit Stitch, it's on Amazon. And so that's that. Then I have been to a library book sale. I have a stack, just the cross-stitch books, leaflets, anyway, all of my acquisitions from the library book sale, and also I got some, at the thrift store. But it is a pile so tall. It's sitting on the floor. The pile is sitting on the floor of my craft room. And I thought, I'm not even going to try to do that. I'm just going to go with each FlossTube video. I'll show a few off of that stack, and then I'll get them up on the shelves after I've shown them. Now, there was a free table, and so these are the freebies. I've got a couple of these that were in Ziploc bags, and I'll show you what's inside. So this one is, this was cut out of a magazine. So here's the back part. And then there's just the chart, which I'll just flash. But it's got a house and barn, another outbuilding, and a couple of quilts on the line in a country setting. And I can tell that from the chart. But anyway, it's beautiful. It's called Amish Charm. Oh, there's a little Amish carriage there. No horse, but the carriage is kind of between the house and the barn. So apparently it says chart for second prize design from our towel design contest in July-August 1987 issue. And I don't know which issue. That's not in the bag, so but it is to Craig and Stephanie Schultz of Stoughton, Stoughton, Wisconsin. And they stitched their design on a 15-inch by 25-inch parchment terry hand towel with a 3-inch high Aida 14-count insert. So you could conceivably make this into a bookmark. That's what I like to do with the bib designs, the towel designs. I don't like my stitching to get all yucky. So I'd rather make bookmarks out of them. So this would be gorgeous. 3 inches is kind of big, but I have big books, so that might be a good idea. So that's one of them. Then this is also from a magazine called Stitcher's World from November 1999. And this pattern from Diane Phelan, is it Diane? Yeah, Diane Phelan is in here. So that beautiful snowy background with the quilts. Oh my gosh, I love it. And let's see if there's anything else in there. I guess they were featuring her pieces for each season is what it looks like. But this one only has this particular one called Holiday Airing is the name of it. And it's gorgeous. So that came in that little bag. And then here's another one, and I'm not sure, this is another one that was like featured, it's like a set with one featured in each issue. So in this issue, and I don't know what magazine this is because it's separate from the other, and I don't see anything saying what magazine. But anyway, the series is called Cats and Baskets, and so this one is called Amish, and it's got a quilt in the background, a basket, and a cat. And the other ones, I guess, either these are in upcoming. I think these must have already been done. It says in the July-August issue, Appalachian. In the May-June issue, Nantucket. So those were the two, that looks like those were the two previous issues. Wouldn't it be wonderful to find these? So you could have a whole set. I would love that. But, anyway, at least I have the Amish one. Okay. And then there's like half of another chart on the back. So that won't do me any good. And, oh, cool. See, I haven't even looked in here. Here's the Nantucket one with the Siamese cat. So that one's here. So I've got two of them. Yay. Yep, there it is. Okay. I'm happy about that. And, and here's Diane Phelan again. And, okay, that one, the one we had here was this one was called Holiday Airing, the one with the winter and the snow. This one is called Amish Spring, so I think this was part of that series. So this one is Amish Spring with quilts. Beautiful. And so that's that chart. And wow, free. All of these were free. So yay. I'm happy. I grabbed that. All right, let's see what's in this bag. Also free. Well, I definitely grabbed it because I saw this up front. So this is from a kit called Midnight Meow. Isn't that cute? So there's no, and who is this? Jiffy. Okay, Jiffy is the manufacturer. So you don't have the fabric or the threads or anything like that, but you do have the chart and what what the stitched piece looks like. So yay, thank you for that. So I'll just have to find, it looks like black. Yep, 14 count black Aida is what was in here. So I'll have to find that someday. And then this one is from, looks like it's from a Design Works kit called, and does it have both? I don't know. This thing is barely holding together. This one is taped and everything. This chart, it's like taped. Taped and highlighted, but at least it's here. So I think it's just the one Jingle Cats. Okay. Oh, that's just in large detail. I thought it was two, so that's just in large detail. So it's just this one piece, Jingle Cats. And the whole chart is there. I just have to, I don't know, maybe the highlighting will be helpful on the chart. But there's Jingle Cats. So that is another freebie. And it pays to get to the library book sale early before everything on the freebie table is gone. Okay, and then these I had to pay for, but I got I haven't gone through these. I've gone through a couple of them and marked things, so I'm not going to belabor. I'll just grab one in here because what's that one? That one's cute. This one's beautiful. Anyway, this is November, December 1995, Better Homes and Gardens, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I probably had this because I subscribed to this for years, back in the 80s or 90s, or both, and into the early 2000s. So, anyway, I chose this. Oops, I don't want to show that. This one is beautiful. Gloria in Excelsis Deo. Beautiful. So that's a good one. And this one I did mark some, and I think this is the one where there was just so many I wanted to do. It is the, it's not that old. It looks like, it says display until, oh, there it is, February 2003. So I love this, the cover piece that has that beautiful sentiment on it. It says, on this fabric forever stands the labor of my busy hands to remain when I am gone for my friends to look upon. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. All right, so then I marked a whole bunch more. I really liked a lot of them in this magazine. So this one says, Love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking together in the same direction. And I think you could like modify this to put in a bride and groom. It would make a nice wedding gift. I love the way they've got it framed too, with the little cutout hearts here. And next we have, some people come into our lives and quietly go. Others stay for a while and leave footprints on our hearts. I love that idea of footprints on our hearts. And that's what that one looks like. I guess my camera won't focus, but you can kind of get the idea of the colors. And next is, okay, I already showed the cover one. So, and this one is a monochromatic, and it says, success is not found in what you have achieved, but rather in what you have become. And I talk about this a lot, or I will be talking about it. I have talked about it on someone else's channel where I was a guest, but I am going to be doing a video soon. I've lost over 300 pounds, and so I figured it's a good time to do a video about how I did that without surgery or pills or anything like that. So, and a lot of that is based on what this says. You know, in order to change habits, and the book Atomic Habits talks about this too, as well as, and that's James Clear, and Benjamin Hardy's got books. One of them's called Be Your Future Self Now, and they both talk about this concept that basically you have to change your identity. You don't change what you do so much, or you change from the inside out. And that's what I try to tell people, is that the first step in losing over 300 pounds was changing my brain. I had to change my brain and get my subconscious to work for me. And anyway, it's rather involved. That's why I need to do a video on it. But I love this because it basically says, the same kind of thing in what you have become. So I became a different person because I changed from my brain outwards. And so my body, 300-pound smaller body, is a reflection of the internal change. It's just the internal change came first and then the external. So I think, that is a very important part of the process. At least for me, that was what helped me get to where I am today, 3 years since I started. And so I love that piece. I will probably do it. I have threads and fabric for it, because I got a whole bunch of threads on clearance at 123 Stitch a while back, and I've been looking for something, and I think that might be the one I should use that thread for. All right, let's see, I got a couple more in here that are this one is very important. I will try to put, I'm going to leave some space here to put a picture here. I started, I can't remember, it was probably 2022, maybe 2021. I started a piece called Cats in Floral Hats. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Animals in human clothing get me every time. And these cats are just beautiful. The hats are beautiful. So hopefully I have been able to put that photo here. The designer is Pamela Kellogg, and I got to, correspond with her on Instagram about it, and she told me those were her cats who have, that she was memorializing those cats that are no longer with her. And she told me their names and everything. And so I barely got started on it, and so that's one of the older whips I need to go back to. But in the meantime, I found this in this The Cross Stitcher from February 2003. And here's another one of her designs. And so this is called Miss Mabel's Cat. So I don't know if I can, I'll have to check all the measurements and everything to see if I can. I'll have to make sure she's not one of the cats. It's been a while since I've looked at the cats and floral hats. Make sure she's not one of the ones already on there. And if the measurements will work to add her in, I might see if I could do that. But even if I have to do this as a solo piece, I just love it. I love it. And so this is also by Pamela Kellogg. That was just such a jewel to find in this magazine. I had no idea that I would find something like that. And this final one in this magazine is called Winter's Disguise, and it has this kind of poem on it. Cold evening spent watching the moon, kissing the earth in a silver swoon. Lavender shadows, crystalline skies are the colors of winter's disguise. And I love the colors in this and the scene. It's just so pretty. So that's how many projects just in this one magazine that I found that I would love to make. Okay, then I also got this magazine. It is August 2004 Stony Creek Cross Stitch collection. Okay, I've never subscribed to this, so I'm not familiar with it, but I did find some things in here, especially this one. This would probably be the first one I would make out of this, is My Sister, My Friend. And it's got the little teddies, and it says, sisters are forever, and I'm so glad you're mine. And that's the way I feel about my sister. So I will probably have to make this for her one of these days. And then this is one of those series, where there's a part of it every issue or something. So the sad part is I don't have all of these, but this is what it was for. It's called Hometown Afghan, and I only got 2 of them. I got the fire station. In this issue is the fire station and the city hall, and what a disappointment that I don't have all of those. Yeah. Let's see, here's the city hall, but it's on the same page as the chart. Let me see. What can I hold? I'll put Jingle Cats. Here we go. So you can see this is City Hall. So I have City Hall, and I have, let me turn it that way, and then I have the fire station right there. So those are nice, but I don't know. I don't know if I would do them unless I could collect the rest of them and make the whole Afghan would be the preferred thing to do. And here's another one I really love. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. And so this is a small, and I'm going to cover up the chart, but that's what that one looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? Especially in the yellow frame. I love that. Very pretty. Okay. And lastly, the last one I marked was, well, let's see. It's actually 2. I kind of like this one. I like nautical things, so this is another small. Welcome aboard. I don't know that I would do that. I usually like more beachy or like tall ships, something like that. Now this one is Hispanic Heritage, I think is what it's called. yeah, Celebrate Hispanic Heritage. So it's very colorful. Look at that. And I am almost 5% Spanish. So, according to 23andMe. So, I love those colors. Anyway, so that's the beauty found in that magazine. And this one is called Cross Stitch Sampler. And it is summer 1992. Let's see if I can find. Let me find something to show out of here, because I did not go through this one with a fine-tooth comb. Ooh, I like that. This must be another series, and this time it's flowers. And it looks like they have 3 of them in this issue. So, gorgeous. I remember when these Afghans were real popular, and you could get, I have one, at least one somewhere, that I would like to do. And, oh, this one also has a Hardanger pattern. So, pretty. Alright, so I'll leave that one alone. Cross Stitch Sampler, 1992. And the best, I saved the best for last. Well, I don't know if it's the best. But this was my very favorite magazine subscription back when they were still publishing. I don't think they are anymore. But this is from April 1999, and this was my absolute favorite cross-stitch magazine at the time. Cross Country Stitching. So, I didn't even have to look inside this one. Just saw the banner on the top. That's it. I buy it. That's all. And thank goodness it was only $1. But this style, I just love this style that they have in this magazine. And let's see if there's any cats or anything. Ooh, look, this is kind of... Wow, this is like a nautical one. It says, those who go down to the sea in ships, who do business in great waters, they see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep. Wow. Yeah, they featured a lot of Bible verses in their pieces in this magazine. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Okay. So, oh, there's a welcome with houses. Oh, I love that one. Oh, man, look at that. See, I love that whole country style. Ooh, oh, I have to make this one. Welcome to my stitching room. We love him because he first loved us. John 4:19. Oh my gosh, this one I have to make. Look at that. I love all the little things on there. Okay, have to make that one. I should have gone through here and marked all the way, but I'll go through them later. But that one's definitely worth the whole $1 that I spent on this. And here's a more traditional one. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Philippians 4:4. So this is more traditional sampler. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite styles of stitching. I don't care that it's 30 years old. I remember too when there were a lot of, when this style was so popular and there were so many little tart pans and things to finish your cross stitching with. Anyway, I don't even know if you can get those kind of things anymore. But anyway, so that's my haul for this time, at least the part that I tried to keep it small to show. So all the things I'm excited about, especially that welcome to my stitching room. I'm so excited about that one now that I discovered it. All right, that's it for today, and I hope you're having all kinds of stitchy fun, and thank you for watching.